Well, good morning, folks. Hope you all doing well today. My name is Tim Ayler, meteorologist, and we have our system exiting the northeast with highly impactful snow the past couple days. Potentially record snowfall, upwards of 3 feet in parts of Rhode Island. Right, so appreciate y'all watching. Like my video if you like it, subscribe, share with your friends. Leave any comments in the comments below. And as we can see here, we have also some snow in the Clipper system moving through the upper Midwest that will eventually move through the Northeast and bring a quick shot of snowfall in the next 24 hours or so, 12 to 24 hours, and heavy rain along the West Coast, with the coldest temps up here into the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic and Midwest, all the way down to Florida below freezing here. So colder in Florida than it is up here in Wyoming right now. So interesting. And some cold temps pulled up in Canada here as well. As far as current hazards for today, we have some leftover winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories in the eastern U.S., Appalachians, New York State, parts of Pennsylvania here, and the upper Midwest and the northern high plains have some as well. Some freeze warnings here in southern Georgia and southern Louisiana. Some wind advisories in Texas and Arkansas here. Red flag warning Oklahoma and Missouri, and Texas here, and the wind advisory as well. Red flag warnings are on the front range of the Rockies. Wind advisories, high wind warnings, winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, and a flood watch along the west coast here, as well as a wind advisory in the parts of south central Oregon and northern California here. So the 7-day forecast for north and central Georgia for today Tuesday, highs in the 40s and 50s, lows this morning from the mid-teens to upper 20s. Tomorrow, highs in the 50s to 70s, depending where you're at in the state. Lows overnight on Wednesday night, generally in the 30s. Scattered showers in the evening here. Thursday, scattered showers, thunderstorms overnight. Okay, Thursday night. So, going to be unsettled overnight there, right? Friday, North Georgia, showers ending in the morning, and Friday, showers with scattered thunderstorms in central Georgia here, with highs 60 in the 60s and 70s, low 60s, low 70s here, lows 40s to upper 50s in the farthest southern portion of the area here. Saturday, North Georgia, sunny. Central Georgia, scattered broken showers, scattered clouds, some showers, and highs in the 60s and 70s, depending where you're at. Lows 40s and 50s. Sunday, warming up even more. Highs in the mid to upper 60s and to mid 70s here. Lows 40 to 50. Monday, scattered, possible PM showers in North Georgia. This is over a week from now, so low 60s to mid 70s, lows 40s and 50s. But no severe weather is expected with this, but freezing temperatures. Today will be the probably last day of freezing temperatures throughout the state. As far as general thunderstorms, we're expecting thunderstorms in the central U.S., but no severe weather. Parts of the Mississippi Valley here, Tennessee Valley, tomorrow, as a cold front sags to the south here. And into Thursday, we got this general thunderstorm risk in Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, and parts of Louisiana and Arkansas. And we could have a convective developing line here that could bring some severe gusts. There's still a possibility this could be upgraded to a marginal risk in the coming days. We'll have to see how that goes. As far as excessive rainfall, we have a pretty, well, a small area here, but we have I don't know what this other thing is, but it's kind of bugging out right there over the same area. But slight risk in the Northern California mountains here, this here, Nevada, Carson City, Reno, Alturas, up to Grants Pass, down to San Francisco, marginal risk with a slight risk here in the mountains. Other than that, we don't have anything on the books, at least, in the 5-day period here for excessive rainfall. So I wanted to show you all this. These are the snowfall totals in general from the snowfall event that occurred in the nor'easter. The highest snowfall totals here, they're 38 inches. Green AP, Rhode Island, 1 mile southeast Warwick, Rhode Island, and Providence, 36. These could be records here. 3 feet of snow. Can you imagine? That's taller than some people like toddlers and stuff. So that's incredible, right? If you zoom in a little bit here, you can see the highest amounts are right in here, right? So it looks like there was a band that set up in this area that was just, you could see it yesterday going over this area just constantly. Heavy snow, right? Even into New York. Depending where you're at here, some areas didn't get as much. I'm not sure why this is so much less, but, 20, you see in the reds here, that's like in the 20 range, black in the 30s, the dark maroon color, lower 30s, upper 30s here in the black, I guess, dark brown. And you get into the yellows, less than 10 inches here. So there was a sharp cutoff in the eastern Pennsylvania here as well, but still you got a couple inches here out west in the higher terrain, maybe 8 to 10 inches here, depending where you're at. And then into the Appalachian area, up here, let's see, they got 21 inches up here, Craigsville, West Virginia, right? So even further south here, White Top, Virginia, pretty high elevation there, 14 inches. Even into Sylvia, North Carolina, 2 inches of snow. So quite a wide-ranging event here. Even into Cutler, Maine, 12 inches here. So wanted to show you all that. You can stop this and try to go to this site and look around. It's the past 24 hours. So go back a little bit longer here. Yeah, so the totals won't really change, but pretty cool information. Day 3 to 7 U.S. hazards. We got high winds possible here the 26th to the 27th, and heavy rainfall possible here in the Mississippi Valley, Tennessee Valley the 26th. So this is high winds are possible here in Wyoming and Montana and parts of extreme northern Colorado. Hazardous cold possible here in Alaska the 26th to the 28th, with high winds in these different areas in the Aleutian Island chain. Or the short range, this is the an AM 12 kilometer, which goes out 84 hours. Shows the west coast system with heavy rainfall on the northwest coast. Clipper system moving through the flow here. And this is going to move through the area tonight into tomorrow morning, the northeast, right, with another shot. Maybe some heavy bursts of snow here as it maybe picks up some moisture in the same areas where we had heavy snow from this last event. You see the northwest flow also impacting and that's probably why we got winter storm watches and warnings here still. When the weather advisories could have some heavy snow again in the Appalachians here, higher terrain, all right? And that moves through, kind of washes out, leaves some energy behind down here, it looks like, right? And then we have some moisture building back to the north here. And out west here, we this is the last day for flooding rain out there, right? Maybe some snow in Intermountain West. And then we get towards the end and we have a surface low developing down to the south here, but quite weak, right? And so this is 1 p.m. and this will likely probably move to the north here. So looking at the upper dynamics with this, looks like a short wave going through the flow here. Interesting feature. So you see the short wave starts to kind of deepen a little bit right here. If we go back, let's go back a few runs with this, see what it looks like. Not nearly as defined. Interesting. Let's go back. Yeah, it's becoming more defined with time here, interestingly enough, with the NAM. So you can't help but wonder if we might get some severe weather here in the south. We'll have to keep an eye on this, see how it really develops, if it does. Um, let's stop this real quick. Yes, I don't know. This is a interesting scenario that we'll see how this plays out in the next day or so. Whether or not this develops in anything or not, but we could potentially get some severe weather here in the south if this does turn out become stronger here. So we'll see how this goes. As far as temperatures in the short term, cold to start off with, below normal, east and in the southeast, and warming up out west here, maybe below normal temps in the northern part of the U.S. These below normal temps move further to the east here through Thursday with that Clipper type system, keeping it cooler up there. Warmer than normal temps look to be filling in for most of the country here as we get towards the end of the week at least. And maybe the eastern seaboard staying below normal where the heaviest snowfall and the snow stays on the ground, right? So that's one modulating factor here. As far as heavy precip, we have a risk of a heavy precip during the extended here, the 8 to 14 day hazards outlook, right? Into parts of Texas, um, lower Mississippi Valley, Tennessee Valley, mid Mississippi Valley as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on this. We're from a boundary may stall here, the 3rd through the 7th. Heavy snow is possible, the 3rd through the 4th up here in northern New England. This area was further south yesterday, so still that possibility exists here, the 3rd through the 4th. High winds are possible on a boundary that may set up here, the 3rd through the 5th as well. And no hazardous temperatures for the contiguous 50 state, 48 states, excuse me. And then moderate to slight risk of hazardous cold here in Alaska, the 3rd through the 9th in these different time periods right here. We look at 6 to 10 day and 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, as well as a 3 to 4 week temperature outlook. We'll start with the 6 to 14 day temperature outlook here, right? Generally above normal for most of the U.S., exception of the northern U.S. here, mid-Atlantic and Northeast, which has been the theme. The Northeast has just been not able to warm up much this year. And this could be partly because of the heavy snow we just got, could be feeding into the models. And it's going to keep it from warming up nearly as much as it normally would, okay? Um, Below normal temps in Alaska here, above to near normal to below, and Aleutian Island chain above, and Alaska is here, not Alaska, Hawaii here as well. We have this push of warm air moving to the north here, at least through the 8 to 14 day period, that may bring temps to slightly above normal in the northeast finally. We'll see. Below normal still up here in northern New England, okay? Below in Alaska, looks like, and below Aleutian Island chain and above in Hawaiian Island chain here as well. I forgot to mention this is the period the 1st through the 5th of March. This was issued yesterday, so looks like above normal precip for the central U.S., upper Midwest, and the Northeast during this period. West Coast looks to dry out some, and near normal to above in southern Florida, low to near normal to above in Alaska, near normal to above in the Aleutian Island chain, and above to near normal in Hawaii. The theme continues here with the rainfall, maybe a boundary in this area, right? And this is different. We have above normal precip chances uh, in southern Texas here, so they need the rain down here, and as well as southern Florida, right? So out west looks to be below normal along the west coast, above maybe right along the northwest coastline here, below to near normal to above in Alaska, above to near normal in Hawaii, depending where you're at, and near normal in the Aleutian Island chain. When we look at week 3 to 4 temperatures, still looking to be above normal for most of the continental U.S., with the exception of maybe out west here, the northwestern part of the U.S., with equal chances above or below. Below in Alaska, continuing here, it looks like through the middle the early and middle part of March, right? Above in Hawaii, and above equal chances are below, depending where you're at in the Aleutian Island chain. As far as precip goes, got a wide variety here of below to above to equal or below or above here out west as well. So quite a variation here, but not a lot of confidence either way, with the exception of maybe up here into the Midwest and maybe the Northwest U.S. above normal precip chances. Trending below here in Alaska to equal to above, and far southeastern Alaska, above in the Hawaiian Island chain, below to equal in the Aleutian Islands as well. So as we go in the next several days here, we have some quick hitting systems moving through the northeast, with initially some heavy rain along the west coast here, right? And then we get a more zonal flow set up. But let's stop this here at the beginning of this, all right? Clipper system moving through the northeast, heavy rain. Well, not relatively heavy, but you got your excessive rainfall today, right? With the onshore flow of heavy rain right along the coast and the mountains here. Clipper system moving through. Moisture then moves farther to the north here, right? As we get high pressure building out west, northerly flow persists along the eastern seaboard. Then we get another system developing here and further to the south, and maybe some another shot of snow, freezing rain here. We switch to the NAM with this. It doesn't go that far out, right? But let's look at the FE3. Doesn't go that far out either. So NAM 12 kilometer. Let's see. It doesn't go. Let's see here. Got our system on Wednesday. Clipper moving through. Okay. And then 12 kilometer doesn't even do much with this. So anyway, let's stop this for a minute. This is Thursday evening, right? This is the GFS. Let's go back to the 00Z run. We don't have any more data, right? So Clipper system moving through. Second system moving through the flow here with the rain and snow to the north. Okay. Then we got another system diving down, and it potentially wants to develop something next week here along the eastern seaboard. Looks like maybe a CAD type event here, depending on where this sets up. If we switch it to the European, Lord, this system puts more to the north here than the GFS, right? The GFS is more progressive with this. Let's see here. Back to 00Z. Okay. More progressive with this system. So we're going to have to see how that plays out into next week, but potentially could have a system develop on the coast here again, although it looks pretty progressive here. Maybe a couple systems here. Go back to the European. It only develops one system here and kind of strings it out. You see that moves to the east. Really strong. European wants to develop a really strong northwesterly flow after that, with cold temperatures. Wow. Look at that intense flow developing up there. With very cold air and high winds moving through the northeast. And then high pressure builds out west, and we get return flow on the west coast here as we get towards the first week of March. And as been the case most of the time this year, I have a feeling this is going to shift further to the east. The cold air has been really insistent on the east coast, but we'll have to see how this plays out in the coming days. As far as temperatures go to start the period, they're going to be below normal east of the Rockies for the most part, with the exception of well, really the northern tier of the U.S. and the east coast. Maybe some warm air pushing to the east here, warming up slightly above normal here for a lot of the nation, with the exception of the northern tier of the U.S. Cold air pushes to the east once again, which has been the theme this year. Now, the European really wants to warm things up for most of the nation, with the exception of the eastern seaboard here. We get towards the extended, right? Really strong high pressure here to the north. Cold air pulling up the north here once again. It really wants to make a cold push here, like we showed on the surface map, right? And then another cold push area. You see this really cold push area in the eastern seaboard again as we get towards the that March 7th time frame. If we go to the GFS, GFS has, let's go back to 00Z here. GFS paints a somewhat similar solution, but not as far to the west with the cold air. So still the East Coast looks to get in on some cold air as we get towards the in the first week of March here. And then look how warm it is. It's projecting to be very warm east of the Rockies, and then cooling down to the west of the Rockies into the northwest here. We go back to the European. Somewhat the same, although eastern seaboard is cooler here. So, so the general theme is northeast is going to remain at or below normal, maybe trending above normal at times, but areas like to the south here, in the south, are going to stay relatively warm, right, through the period. So the beginning of spring here is, you know, apparent. You see here maybe a CAD wedge building in around the 7th in what we talked about here. So in closing, I want to thank everybody for watching. I'm almost at 1,300 subscribers now. Thanks for all the support, and you know, I'm grateful for the downtime here a little bit. Been pretty intense, covering a lot of different things in the past several days. So appreciate it, and appreciate the continued support, and my loyal subscribers and friends, and even casual viewers, whoever comes here, I appreciate it. Having a little sinus problems this morning, but what's new? So appreciate it, and I hope you have a good day, and God bless.